This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, Bitcoin is soaring, dude, to 21,550. Ethereum is already, it's closing in on 1,400. It's at 1,367. I don't know what the hell is going on in the crypto market, but it is exploding, man. That is good news, man. I love to see that. There's a man always exploding on the scene. He is Cameron Wolfe and our KSDT CPA, Miami Dolphins and NFL report. We will start on the NFL side. Cameron Wolfe. So the Houston Texans now settle with 30 women. Good morning, sir. So the Houston Texans settle with 30 women. I would expect the league to do something about this because, you know, I know that sometimes you're not guilty when you're settling, but in this case, it only smells of guilt, my brother. So what do you read into all of this when you saw this story on Houston settling with not 20, not 22, not 24, not 28, but 30 women?
Man, it's just another episode in what's been like a sickening story all year. You know, once they started to bring the Texans into the loop of it, I knew there was going to be something to follow. And to see them settle, teams don't publicly settle very often. And when they do, it, you know, whether the Texas statement says it or not, it's some sort of admission that, hey, we don't want this to go any further. We don't want this to go to lawsuit, whether it's the discovery, whether it's just the dragging through the court situation, whatever the reasoning is, they don't want to go through it. And I think that, yeah, the NFL's got to look into it and see what the accusations towards the team were, and whether it's a fine, whether it's taken. I don't know what the punishment is from a team perspective for something of this, because it's not a football issue, but it's something that does need to be addressed. So this has been the stickiest case of the year, and now we've got a team involved in it too.
I mean, and it's 30 women too, so it's like this is an even bigger.
Yeah,
I mean,
30.
the number continues to grow, dude. I mean, it's like that's the crazy part on all of this.
Yeah,
so are those other two going to be added also to the Watson case? Because then, wow.
Right. So what we know right now is the Watson case has 4 women still pushing their cases through that did not settle with him, with the propensity to add more in the future if it comes about. And so they don't plan for those 4 cases unless something changes to be worked out in court until next spring. And so you're looking at a situation where unless something happens and those change, he's going to have those hanging over his head until next spring. And then we're going to have the conversation again once those cases go to litigation. So this is a never-ending story, just like the Watson trade story was never-ending. Now it's the legal cases. And like you said, 30 women for the Texans. Supposedly Deshaun, did these quote-unquote massages with 66 women per the New York Times report. And so, who says there isn't more? So I just think it's a story that's just so frustrating. Honestly, don't think it's got enough coverage. But it's also something where I don't enjoy talking about it because it's like it's sickening, honestly.
I was getting the impression you were missing it here for the Dolphins, that you wish you were covering that here with the Dolphins. You wish the Dolphins had signed.
No. That is one of the things I am very thankful for. I am very thankful, and I've told people in the Dolphins organization, I was like, hey, I know there was desire to get Deshaun, but I am appreciative. As someone who lives here and has to cover this team probably more than any other team in the league that you guys did not, because it saves me from having to go on NFL Network day in and day out and talk about Deshaun and figure out how to tiptoe around and talk football while he has these big cloud of a legal situation and civil situation and all these accusations hovering over him. So I don't cover the Browns regularly, not saying I won't do it at some point this season, but it's somebody else's issue to talk about on a daily basis, which is a win for me.
Yes, I'm with you there. I don't know. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier in the week about this. From the BS department, did you believe Baker Mayfield when he said he had no animosity towards Cleveland?
You did not talk about that, but that is
I
that
can't
is
even
that is
say that with
10
a
out of
straight
10
face, by the way.
BS. That is 10 out of 10 BS. Baker Mayfield, I can't wait for that post-game press conference. I hope he gives us the real him in that post-game press conference
Win
week
or
1
lose.
when they play the Browns.
By the way, win or lose.
Win or lose. I hope he has an epic rant, one that we're talking about for years and years. Like we had him where we had like a what was that? What was that rant? Was it Mike Singletary that went off? I can't coach with him. When he did talk about Vernon Davis. That was the epic one. And then was it Dennis Green when you talk about crown him? We let him off the hook. And then the Herm Edwards, the playoff one, right? Those are the 3 speeches I remember the most. I want Baker to join that group.
Oh, Jim Moore. We got to throw Jim Moore in there. Jim Moore. Playoffs. Jim Moore. Jim Moore's in there. Jim Moore's in there. He's got to be in there, bro.
Yep.
He's got to be in there. He's top 3, top 4,
there.
whatever.
He's definitely in there.
Yeah, we have to make it a Mount Rushmore since there's 4. So we have to throw Jim Moore in there. Because the other 3, it's hard to knock out any of the other 3. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is. Those are classics. Like some of these are like 15, 20 years ago, and we're still talking about them. So that's how you know they're classics. And I mean, there's a lot in football, but obviously Allen Iverson has the one in basketball, the practice.
Right.
That's the one everybody remembers in basketball. But you're right. I think that's the Mount Rushmore in football. I want Baker, to push his spot and try to form on that Mount Rushmore. He's got it in him. We've heard him talk. I want to see it unleashed. So
at least get to Aaron Rodgers relax level. You know, that's at least get to that level and stir it up. You know, a couple of years ago when he told everybody, relax, we'll be all right. And then they were in the NFC finals, I think, if I remember correctly, as he told them all to relax. All right, what are you expecting this week at Dolphins camp with the Rooks reporting? So it's good, bro. I know we will not be able to be there, so media is not allowed, neither is the fans. But what are we kind of expecting?
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot of off-field stuff for the rookies. They go through rookie orientation. They'll bring in some former players and tell them how to look out for people who are going to try to take their money, family members, friends, women. They're going to get talks about the media. They're going to give them the whole presentation about how to not tell us anything, how they're going to try to screw you on this and that. They get all those talks. They'll get orientation. They'll tell them how to deal with the Hard Rock Casino, where to go, where not to go, all these different ins and outs of being an NFL player. They'll have a bunch of those orientations. They'll meet their position groups, and they'll probably start with some meetings. But I don't think it'll be a ton of on-field stuff. And then next week, they'll get integrated with the vet. So like you said, we won't be out there until Wednesday. Wednesday of the following week is when everybody comes together, and they'll have that first practice. And I'm expecting we'll hear from Mike McDaniel and probably Tua and some other guys, and they'll get things started. So we're almost there, Big O. We're almost there.
I know. By the way, KSDT not only does taxes personally or for your business, all kinds of advisory from healthcare advisory, property management, forensic accounting, and business valuation when it comes to tax, estate and gift tax, payroll issues, retirement planning, you name it, assurances, accounting services, assurance. They will take care of you. Make sure you reach out to them at 305-670-3370. And now locations in Dade, Broward, and now Palm Beach County. So we've got the entire South Florida area covered. Make sure you call the great people at KSDT CPAs and tell them that we sent you. I was talking with Omar about this, and we'll wrap it up with this. And he didn't think that most of these rookies are going to make much of an impact this year. And I think that Tyndall will be an impactful player on special teams early on. And I think in the second half of the season, I expect him to be a contributor as a linebacker and be a part of it. But the guy, and that's obvious. But the guy I'm intrigued about is Azukama. And what I told Omar is he's going to be one of the easier rookies to get prepared for. Why? Why do I say those things? Why do I say crazy things like he might be one of the easier rookies to prepare for? Well, that's because you have Waddle. That's because you have Tyreek. That's because you have Cedric Wilson. That's because you have Mike Gesicki. That's because you have Alex Ingold. That's because you have Mostert. That's because you have what's the Arizona kid? damn it, Chase. So you got all these
Chase
guys
Edmonds,
that are
yep.
going to help you in pass catching and everything else and running and everything. Ezukama is not going to be given the whole playbook to learn. They're going to tell him, kid,
Right.
we want you to learn only these 4, 8, 10 plays, and they're all about the same kind of running play or a
Right.
diversion or a set of 2 or 3 different passing plays that he's going to learn, because he doesn't have to learn the whole route tree, because he doesn't have to carry the offense, because he's not necessarily a guy that is considered the focal point of the offense. He's going to be an easier guy and an intriguing guy to see develop because of the size that he brings to the table. Agree or disagree?
So I don't think he'll have a big role on the team, honestly, but I do think that you're right as far as a situational package, right? Because you're looking at a situation where you're going to play your top 3 receivers, Hill, Waddle, and Cedric Wilson a lot. Your de facto receiver, Mike Gesicki, is going to play a lot, as well as Durham Smythe. So you got 2 tight ends, really 1.5 tight ends. Gesicki's more of a receiver, and you got 3 receivers. So to me, he's your 4B receiver at best. So you're going to see him maybe.
No. Mostert and
So
Chase will be catching passes too out of the backfield a hell of a lot more than Ezukama. He's like
right,
7.
but he's a receiver. Ezukama's
Right.
a receiver.
I'm just saying options. He's going to be like 7.
Oh yeah. No, I know what you mean there. I'm talking about getting on the field. So he's got to get on the field. I think his first element on the field is going to be special teams. So he's going to be a special teams contributor. I think he's a gunner in college, so he'll have a chance to compete for that role here with the Dolphins. But I think most likely you'll see him in some of these red zone packages. You'll see him in sort of situations where they want to get big. But he's got to earn his way onto the field. So I have really low expectations for all the rookies because they don't have a first round pick, don't have a second round pick. I think for them, they all got to figure out how to get into the packages, get their way into special teams, and then earn their way onto the field. So you
Although
may be right.
Tyndall as a 3rd round linebacker, that's normal in the NFL. That linebackers are in the middle rounds and become everyday contributors. Actually,
yes, that is normal. But there's also 3rd round linebacker rookies who end up sitting on the bench all year. So I think he's got to earn it. And so I go into camp thinking that, hey, Jerome Baker, Landon Roberts, Sam Egwavon are probably all going to be at least those 3 ahead of him as inside linebackers in the rotation. So he's probably there with Duke Riley competing for the 4th spot. Now, can he pass Sam Egwavon and get the 3rd spot? Yeah, sure, he can. And Landon Roberts is probably going to be your starter on mostly run downs and early downs. And, Jerome Baker is going to move around a lot. So, yeah, can he earn a role? But I don't think it'll be something that he gets initially.
All right, what are you working on the NFL Network so folks can check you out, my friend?
For this last week, I am working on hanging with my daughter for the weekend. But I think I told you last week I'm working on a 72 Dolphins project that'll come out sometime before the season that you guys will enjoy. And I'm going to be on NFL Network, NFL Now on Monday and Wednesday of this upcoming week. So we're going to preview training camp. I'll probably talk some Dolphins football. So from 1 to 3 p.m. Monday and Wednesday, you can catch me on air. And then starting the first week of training camp, I'm starting my training camp tour. And so I'm starting my tour in Jacksonville because they start off before anybody else on that Monday of that week. The Dolphins start on Wednesday, but I will be with the Dolphins that week. I'm not sure what days yet, but at least Friday and Saturday, and maybe all 4 days. We'll see.
All right, make sure you reveal that
the
Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl and winning it in Arizona also. Make sure you make that prediction there on.
I'm not selling that hopium, Big O. I'm not selling the hopium.
That's fine. All right. When we're in Arizona in February, you're going to have to look over to me and say, dude, you were right. And that's all. That's fine. It's all right.
Right.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
Enjoy the family. Follow them on Twitter.
Super Bowl, if the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, we're going to be there in Arizona, and dinner's on me.
Oh, for sure dinner's on you. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to be collecting from dinner from a lot of people when it's all said and done. And I'll be getting some 2 apologies along the way, too, this year. I'm expecting a lot of –
you don't need an apology from me.
Not from you. Not from you.
need
You're
an
like,
apology from me. Yeah.
yeah, you're not going to feel the wrath, but there'll be others that will be feeling the wrath.
Right.
They will need to apologize. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe. Catch his work whenever he appears there sometime in the next 10 days or something. NFL Network. And, of course, catch him twice a week doing his thing here at the KSDT CPA, Miami Dolphin and NFL Report. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the family, my friend. Thank you. There you go. The Wolf Pack has been unleashed.